everyone doing today? I hope good. Where was I going with this? Yes, hello. My name is Cheyenne, for those of you who don't know. I've had a few new subscribers decide that they wanted to join this shit show. Welcome to you guys. Hello, it's so nice that you're coming here to join us. And hello to all my old subscribers. Thank you for sticking with me for this long. I don't know if you've noticed, we have a new addition to our family back here. I'm going to show you her. I've had Belle since I was a child. She's a porcelain doll, but she somehow ended up losing her eyeballs. Yeah, I don't know when or how she lost her eyeballs, but Homegirl does not have her eyeballs. I was helping my mom go through her attic, and all my porcelain dolls were up in a box in there because when I became a teenager, they scared me naturally because, no offense, Belle, but porcelain dolls are a little creepy. Also, quick story time on my porcelain dolls. She's not in the box, so I'm assuming whoever my little haunted doll there was thrown in the garbage at some point in my life. But I had a porcelain doll who was like one that sat, and there was a button that you would push and she would like move and a song would play. I don't know what happened to this little lady, but she would start to play without anyone pushing the button. And I have this very vivid memory when I was a kid of her being in my closet, because as I got older, I put all my dolls in the closet because they started to creep me out. So my closet door was shut, it was nighttime, and I was laying in bed trying to fall asleep. And all I heard was the song playing that my porcelain doll like plays. Traumatic. Also probably around the time that I decided they needed to go in a box and get the fuck out of my room. So that is that story that nobody asked for. So today I'm going to be doing another case that is in Canada, more specifically in Alberta. So why did I choose this case? I heard about this case a while ago. One of my favorite true crime people covered this case. So for those who don't know, May 5th, which was yesterday, I'm filming on the 6th. I struggle with S words, I always have. You know what I'm trying to say. It's the day after the 5th. The 5th was our day, sorry, to wear red and remember our missing and murdered Indigenous women. Because of that, we are going to cover this case. Now, this is a case that has never been solved as of yet. I don't know if it ever will be solved, but I just wanted to talk about it because it does hit close to home and it's fucked up. Yes. So before we begin, I'm going to just do my little disclaimer that I'm going to try to remember to do at the beginning of every video. If I forget, I am sorry. Warning, in this video we will be talking about murder. If that is difficult for anybody or they find that that topic is triggering, I would recommend that you click off and maybe explore a different channel, maybe look at some other videos that I have up on my channel that are not related to murder. This video is not intended to cause harm or to offend anybody. This is all just information that I have found online that I've thrown into a Word document that I'm now going to read aloud to you. Okay, and that is it. So without further ado, let's begin. So today we are going to be talking about Amber Tuccaro. So who was Amber? So she was born on January 3rd of 1990, and she was born in northern Alberta. So Amber was adopted when she was a baby. She was adopted by Andrew and Vivian Tuccaro. Vivian is also referred to as Tootsie. That's her nickname, so I'll probably be calling her Tootsie for most of this. But if I switch to Vivian, they are the same person. So Andrew and Tootsie adopted Amber. They'd already had 4 boys previously, and so they were excited to have a little baby girl join their family. And I swear, like, I 100% watch videos beforehand and try to figure out how to pronounce things before I start these videos. And then it just like, that's it just flying out of, I just like can't. I can't even say 6th. So I just like, that's the standard, okay? That's the standard. I'm sorry if I say things wrong. I can't even say 6th. So like, what do we expect? So the Tuccaros were members of the Mikisew Cree First Nation. And Andrew and Tootsie, they started building their family in Fort Chipewyan. And then later decided to move to Fort McMurray. Okay, so now we're gonna fast forward to 2010, when Amber was 20 years old and was the mother of a 14-month-old little guy. He's super cute, and his name is Jacob. So Amber took on the role of being a mother, and from how it is described, she was a pretty amazing mother. She loved her son very much and desperately wanted to find a place of her own, but that was difficult just because of their location in Fort McMurray. It's very high north in Alberta. I'll probably insert just some pictures in here just for people that don't know or aren't aware of the location. And while Amber was trying to find housing, she was also connected to Unity House. Unity House is an organization that just helps individuals find resources that they may need so that they can live independently. None of these moves were easy for her and Jacob, and so Amber always ended up calling her mom just to bring her back home. And then on August 17th of 2010, Amber decided that she just wanted to get away for a little bit. So she hopped on a plane with Jacob and with a friend, and they ended up traveling to Edmonton. It was technically this area just a little bit outside of Edmonton, so that they could just get away for a little bit. So they booked a room at the Nisku Place Motel, which is in Nisku, Alberta, naturally. And it's just like right outside the city limits of Edmonton. And so they got to Nisku, and then Amber and her friend, and obviously probably Jacob, went to Edmonton and just looked around a bit, did some shopping, and then went back to their motel. And then they were at their motel, and that's when Amber told Evangeline that she just wanted to head back to Edmonton again quickly. No one really knows why. No one knows what she wanted to do in Edmonton. So that was at around 7:30 p.m. on August the 18th. So Evangeline agreed to watch Jacob while Amber went back into Edmonton for a little bit. So Amber walked out to the main road, and that's where she tried to hitch a ride back into Edmonton. So Amber and her mom were very close. They were always like constantly communicating, and even that day before Amber went hitchhiking, her and her mom were talking like throughout the day, and then at some point during the day, Amber just stopped replying. Naturally, her mother became very concerned, so Tootsie decided to contact Evangeline just to see where Amber was. And that's when Evangeline told Tootsie that Amber had went into Edmonton, and Tootsie just said, well, just let me know when she gets back so that I know that she's made it back to the motel safe. And that was their plan. So that was on the 18th. Then August 19th rolls around, and Tootsie went from being concerned to feeling that gut panic feeling. She received a text from Evangeline that simply said, Jacob's grandma, ? And that's when she knew that something wasn't right. So Tootsie called Evangeline again. They had a conversation, and that's when she found out that Amber had never came back to the motel. So Tootsie, being a worried mother, contacted the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. So she contacted the RCMP to report her daughter missing. Now, I'm going to be a little critical here, but the RCMP did not handle the situation right. Granted, I'm not an officer, but I think there was some racial profiling happening because they were Indigenous. And for those who don't know, racism towards Indigenous individuals is huge in Canada, same with discrimination. Anyway, so Tootsie calls the RCMP and is like, hey, my daughter's missing, this is out of character, whatever, gives the whole story. And the RCMP did not take Tootsie seriously and told her that Amber was probably out partying, and told Tootsie not to sweat it, she would be back once she was done having her fun. I just want to throw some stats at you quickly just about our missing and murdered Indigenous women. So these stats are a little out of date, I think. So Aboriginal women and girls represent about 10% of all female homicides in Canada. So they represent 10% of all of the female homicides in Canada, which you may be like, well, that's not really a lot, Cheyenne. But it is when you consider that out of the total population, Aboriginal women only make up 3% of the total population of females in Canada. So this small group of 3% are contributing to 10%, which is just insane. It's ridiculous for various factors. We won't get into it now. I feel like I'm being a little preachy. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, especially when cases like this happen and the RCMP don't take it seriously and they tell Indigenous women that they're just out partying, because that's a stereotype. For those who don't know, that is a stereotype of Indigenous people. This case just very clearly shows that. And yes, okay, the RCMP, we'll see later, kind of makes up for it a little bit in 2 years, but not really, because they should have taken this case seriously when it happened and they didn't. And it's probably because she was Indigenous and it's fucked up. I'm just gonna say it. Sorry, I said all that and then I was like, maybe that's too much. Sorry, that's my rant. We're gonna continue now. So Tootsie tried. She tried and she tried to get the RCMP to take this case seriously, and they did not. They refused to label this as a missing persons. They didn't investigate her disappearance, and so Amber went missing on the 18th of August. On the 28th of August, the RCMP decided that they were going to close her case and remove it from the missing persons list. 10 days after she was missing and she had never been found, they were like, you know what, we're just gonna close this. We're not gonna investigate it. Bye-bye, who cares? After they shut the case, the media relations officer in Leduc for the RCMP made a statement saying that they had no reason to believe that Amber was in any danger. Now, Amber was missing. She had left all of these items at the motel, and instead of keeping the items for clues or evidence in their case, the RCMP just decided to get rid of her stuff instead. Nothing happened for 2 years, and then in 2012, the RCMP released a phone call. So the phone call in total was 17 minutes long, and this was recorded because Amber, while she was on the phone, was talking to her brother who was in prison, and so the phone calls were recorded. So the total phone call is 17 minutes long. The RCMP released a 60-minute snippet of that phone call, which I'm going to play for you.
I'm RCMP Constable Ray Shelton. I'm an investigator with CARE, which is mandated with investigating unsolved homicides and vulnerable missing persons. Right now, we're asking for the public's assistance, your assistance, in solving one such investigation. This is the missing persons case of Amber Tuccaro, a 21-year-old female who went missing in August of 2010. In the following audio recording, you will hear two voices, that of Amber Tuccaro and the unknown male driver of the vehicle.
Where are we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going? No, this is a... Are you fucking kidding me? You better not be taking me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we?
We're going.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Then where the fuck are these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street?
50th Street.
East, right?
East.
Over town.
Travel.
So I think it's very obvious from listening to that Amber knew near the end that something bad was going to happen. I'm going to put a clip in of where Amber was meant to be headed. So they were meant to go from Nikasawa up into Edmonton, and as you can tell from the picture, she was taken like in the complete opposite direction, nowhere near where she was meant to go. And you could tell that she knew that from the video. She knew that something bad was going to happen to her. Just a few days after that clip was released, on September 1st of 2012, two individuals were horseback riding, and that is when they found Amber's remains. And so where her body was found is exactly 17 minutes from her motel, which means that phone call that RCMPs discovered is like the last 17 minutes of Amber's life, which is just very heartbreaking to think about. So RCMP released the audio. As you heard in the audio, you could hear a male's voice. 3 separate women came forward saying that they recognized this voice.
This woman is convinced that she knows the man in the recording. We've agreed to conceal her identity.
I knew the voice like I know the back of my own hand. Right away, yeah, I listened to it. I recognized it right away. Not only recognized it, but I could see how the voice was sitting, where its hands were, where it was looking. I was so used to it.
We spoke to 2 other women who also believe it's the same man. All 3 say they've reported him to RCMP's Care Division. But RCMP reached out to us and told us they've looked into their tips, but this man is not a person of interest in Amber's case.
I'm not going to say this individual's name. I am going to link a video from another true crime person that I watch. The account is That Chapter. And in that video, Mike does a very good job of describing who this individual is and why people believe that he is the one that killed Amber, and also why he may be a potential serial killer within Alberta. So if you live in the Edmonton area, just watch out and just don't go to any farms. Now, the RCMP was notified of this man, and they basically said that they had no reason to believe that he was the suspect in this case. Just putting pieces together, naturally it seems like this man could be the offender in this case. But I'm not going to put his name up. I'm not going to say it for sure, because I do believe in the justice system as much as it sucks sometimes, and I do believe in not ruining somebody's life until they've actually been proven to be guilty. And because that has never happened in this case, I'm not going to persecute this man. But you can do your own research and discover that for yourself. And unfortunately, that is all I have for you. That is the murder of Amber Tuccaro. There's been no closure. We have no closure for this case. Yeah, that is it. So I'm sorry if this is not a fun one. It is what it is. Let me know how you feel about Belle. She is obviously the newest member of our family. And that is that. Please stay safe out there. Don't trust strangers. I don't believe in being a good Samaritan anymore, because I just don't want to be murdered by all these fucked up people. But yes, I hope you have a great day, a great evening, a great wherever the hell you are. And I will see you guys later. Okie doke. Bye-bye.